A legacy of courage. Introducing Sophie Scholl. Sophie Scholl. The name echoes through history. A young woman who stood against tyranny, who risked everything for freedom. Even today, her story inspires us to fight for what's right. Sophie's courage wasn't born overnight. It grew from the seeds of her upbringing, her beliefs, and the world she saw around her. She lived during a dark time, but her spirit remained unbroken. This is the story of Sophie Scholl, a story of resistance, a story that needs to be told. Seeds of defiance, early life, and influences. Sophie grew up in Nazi Germany, a time of fear and oppression, but her family instilled in her a strong moral compass. Her father, a critic of the Nazi regime, taught her to think for herself. Sophie loved nature, music, and youth groups. She questioned authority and yearned for freedom. The Nazi ideology clashed with her values. She saw the injustice happening around her. These early experiences shaped Sophie. They ignited a spark of defiance, a refusal to accept the darkness that threatened to engulf her world. The White Rose blooms. A group takes root. At university, Sophie found kindred spirits, students who also opposed the Nazi regime. Together, they formed the White Rose, a small group with a dangerous mission. Their goal was simple but audacious: awaken the German conscience. They believed in the power of words. They knew they had to act no matter the risk. The White Rose wrote leaflets, powerful words condemning Nazi crimes. They called for active resistance. Their message was clear: we will not be silent. Whispers of truth spreading the message. In a time when silence was the norm, a few brave souls dared to speak out. They knew the power of words, the impact of a message carried on a simple piece of paper. Under the cover of darkness, they took action. Every night they moved like phantoms, unseen and unheard, but their presence was felt in every corner they touched. Sophie, her brother Hans, and their friends became shadows. Distributing leaflets in mailboxes, they risked everything. Their mission was clear: to awaken the conscience of a nation asleep under tyranny. Dropping them in public places, they ensured that their message reached as many people as possible. Each leaflet was a beacon of hope, a call to action. Each leaflet planted a seed of doubt. It challenged the propaganda, questioned the lies, and offered a glimpse of the truth, a flicker of hope in a time of despair. The risks were immense. Discovery meant certain arrest, torture, or even death. Yet they pressed on, driven by a sense of duty and justice. But they refused to be silenced. Their courage was a testament to the human spirit's resilience. They stood defiant, their voices unwavering. Their message resonated with many. People began to see through the veil of deception. The leaflets became a symbol of resistance, a rallying cry for those who yearned for freedom. People were hungry for truth. The leaflets sparked conversations, whispered in hushed tones. In secret gatherings, the seeds of rebellion were sown. The White Rose was making a difference. Their efforts were not in vain. Each leaflet was a step towards awakening the masses, a step towards liberation.
We knew the risks, but we couldn't just stand by. The weight of inaction was heavier than the fear of being caught. We had to do something. Our conscience wouldn't allow us to remain silent. Every discussion, every plan was a step towards making our voices heard.
Every leaflet was a small act of defiance. It was our way of fighting back, of saying that we would not be complicit in the face of evil. A step towards a brighter future. Each act, no matter how small, was a beacon of hope, a promise of a better tomorrow.
And so, the whispers of truth began to spread, one leaflet at a time. The courage of a few ignited the hope of many, and the message of the White Rose continued to inspire generations to come. The walls close in, betrayal and capture, but their bravery came at a cost. The Gestapo, the Nazi secret police, were relentless. They hunted for the source of the leaflets. The net was closing in.
Then came the fateful day. February 18th, 1943. Sophie and I were distributing leaflets at the university.
A janitor, loyal to the Nazi regime, spotted us. He alerted the authorities.
Sophie and Hans were arrested. Their worst fears had been realized. They knew what awaited them: interrogation, torture, and likely death. Facing the unthinkable, trial and condemnation. The Gestapo were brutal. They used every tactic to break Sophie and her brother: sleep deprivation, intimidation, threats. But Sophie remained defiant.
Your resistance is futile. Confess and spare yourselves further pain.
Our cause is just. We will not be silenced.
Their trial was a sham. The outcome predetermined. Sophie and Hans were charged with treason. They used the courtroom as a platform. They spoke truth to power.
We will not go quietly. Our voices will echo through history.
Their courage in the face of such adversity was astounding. Even facing their own mortality, they refused to back down. Courage in the face of tyranny, the final hours. Sophie's spirit never wavered. She stood as a beacon of hope and resilience, even when the world around her was shrouded in darkness. Her unwavering resolve became a symbol of defiance against the oppressive regime. In her prison cell, she found solace in her faith and writing. The cold, stark walls could not dampen her spirit. Each word she penned was a testament to her unyielding belief in justice and humanity. Her letters, smuggled out, offer a glimpse into her indomitable spirit. They were filled with messages of hope, courage, and an unshakable belief in a brighter future. These letters became a lifeline, connecting her to the outside world and spreading her message far and wide.
I write of hope, of a better future, of my belief in humanity. Even in these dark times, I hold on to the belief that goodness will prevail. My words are my weapon, my shield against the tyranny that seeks to silence us. I know my time is limited. The ticking clock is a constant reminder of the fleeting nature of life. But I choose to spend my remaining moments fighting for what is right, for what I believe in. But I refuse to let fear consume me. Fear is the enemy, and I will not let it dictate my actions. My resolve is stronger than ever, and I will face whatever comes with courage and dignity.
She wrote of hope, of a better future, of her belief in humanity. Her words were a beacon of light in the darkness, a testament to her unyielding spirit. They inspired those who read them, giving them the strength to continue the fight. She knew her time was limited. The days were slipping away, but she remained steadfast in her mission. Her courage in the face of impending doom was nothing short of extraordinary. But she refused to let fear consume her. Her determination was unwavering, her spirit unbreakable. She walked with a purpose, her head held high, ready to face whatever came her way. Sophie's courage inspired those around her. Her friends and fellow activists drew strength from her resolve. She became a symbol of resistance, a beacon of hope in a time of despair. Even the prison guards were moved by her strength and conviction. They saw in her a rare and extraordinary courage, a spirit that could not be broken. Her legacy lived on, inspiring countless others to stand up against tyranny and fight for justice. The White Rose's Petals Fall, the Execution. On February 22, 1943, this sentence was carried out. Sophie Scholl, at the age of 21, was executed by the Nazi regime. Her brother Hans and their friend Christoph Probst met the same fate. Their deaths sent shockwaves through Germany. The White Rose, once a whisper, became a symbol of resistance. Their sacrifice gave others courage to stand up and fight. Even in death, Sophie and her comrades struck a blow against tyranny. They proved that even the most oppressive regimes cannot crush the human spirit. A martyr for freedom, Sophie's enduring legacy. Sophie Scholl's story didn't end with her death. If anything, it was just the beginning. Her courage continues to inspire people around the world. Her name is synonymous with resistance. She reminds us that one person can make a difference, that standing up for what's right is always worth the risk. Schools, streets, and even a lunar crater bear her name. Her writings are studied in classrooms. Her story is told and retold, ensuring that her legacy lives on. Echoes of resistance. The White Rose's impact today. The White Rose's message transcends time. Their story resonates with anyone fighting for justice, equality, and freedom. Their leaflets have been translated into countless languages. Their story has been adapted into films, books, and plays. Their message continues to inspire activism and peaceful resistance. In a world facing new challenges, Sophie's story reminds us that we all have a role to play in fighting for a better future. A call to action. Sophie's message for the modern world. Sophie Scholl's life may have been cut short, but her legacy is eternal. Born in 1921, Sophie was a bright and courageous young woman who, along with her brother Hans, became a central figure in the White Rose resistance group. This group was dedicated to opposing the Nazi regime through nonviolent means, primarily by distributing leaflets that called for active opposition to Hitler's tyranny. She reminds us that silence is not an option in the face of injustice. In a time when fear and oppression were rampant, Sophie and her fellow members of the White Rose chose to speak out, knowing full well the dangers they faced. Their courage serves as a powerful reminder that we must not remain silent when we witness wrongdoing, that we all have a responsibility to speak truth to power. Sophie's actions were driven by a deep sense of moral duty and an unwavering belief in human dignity. She understood that true change begins with individuals who are willing to stand up and speak out, even when it is difficult or dangerous. Her story is a call to action. It challenges us to reflect on our own lives and consider how we can contribute to the fight against injustice. Whether through small acts of kindness or larger efforts to advocate for change, each of us has the power to make a difference. A reminder that even small acts of courage can have a ripple effect. The leaflets distributed by the White Rose may have seemed like a small gesture, but they inspired many to question the Nazi regime and resist its brutal policies. This teaches us that no act of resistance is too small to matter. We must never forget the sacrifices made by Sophie and countless others who dared to stand up for what's right. Their bravery and determination continue to inspire new generations to fight for justice and equality. By remembering their stories, we keep their spirit alive and honor their contributions to the world. Let us honor their memory by embracing their spirit of resistance. In today's world, where injustices still persist, we can draw strength from Sophie's example. Her legacy encourages us to be vigilant and proactive in our efforts to create a more just and equitable society. Let us raise our voices against injustice. Whether it's through peaceful protests, community organizing, or simply speaking out against wrongs we see in our daily lives, we have the power to effect change. Our voices, when united, can challenge and dismantle systems of oppression. Let us be the change we wish to see in the world. By embodying the values of courage, compassion, and justice, we can create a future where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. Sophie Scholl's message is timeless, urging us to act with integrity and to never underestimate the impact of our actions. Now it's your turn. Take a stand. Get involved in your community. Support causes that matter. And speak out against injustice. Together, we can make a difference. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel to journey through the annals of time with us. Until next time, thanks for watching.